the self-titled debut album from Tinted Windows. Now, this is a 2009 release, and I definitely remember when this came out. I saw it released in Waterloo Records when I was living in Austin. And what really caught my attention about this album is that it's a supergroup in a very real sense of the term. 4 very established musicians and almost an intergenerational lineup. You've got, as a lead singer, Taylor Hanson. As the guitar player, James Iha from Smashing Pumpkins. The drummer is Bun E. Carlos from Cheap Trick. And bassist and also songwriting contributor, Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne. Now, given the resumes of these artists, I think it's not too much of a stretch to figure out this is almost a power pop perfection album, especially when you got Mr. Pop Anthropologist over there, Adam Schlesinger, writing some of the tunes. His presence is immediately felt in this album, and certainly there's a lot of crossover stylistically with what he was doing here and what he was also doing on the side with Fountains of Wayne. And like a lot of 90s and beyond power pop, it has a sense of being traditional but not necessarily retro. It really fits into that narrative of post-90s power pop with lots of guitar, lots of really sweet melodies, and sort of high-end production, especially in the vocal department. And speaking of the vocals, I think another thing that kind of torpedoed this group a little bit visibility-wise was Taylor Hanson, because this guy was very well known at the time for being a teen pop idol. With Hanson, came out with Bop. It was a very big deal. But if you were paying attention back then, Hanson was a band that actually had a lot more musicianship going on than you would initially think. They wrote their own songs, they played their own instruments, and despite being a really young age, did that extremely well. So a few years later, I think that Taylor Hanson was trying to maybe shed that image a little bit, but he fit extremely well within the paradigm of this power pop album. And it kind of really showed, I think, that the stigma that he carried kept him underrated as a musician, unfortunately, and he has a really great chance to shine, I think, on this Tinted Windows album.